Good evening, everyone. My name is Someshwar. I welcome all of you on behalf of our organization to योग वाशिष्ठ इवनिंग सेशन। नमस्ते, मैं सोमेश्वर आप सभी का आर्ट ऑफ लिंक संस्था की तरफ से योग वाशिष्ठ के सायंकाल के सत्र में स्वागत करता हूँ। रोज की तरह आज के सत्र की भी शुरुआत हम लोग 3 बार ओमकार के उच्चारण से करेंगे। We'll begin our session by chanting ओमकार 3 times. So all our Zoom participants, all our YouTube viewers and all our Facebook viewers, you are all welcome to this session. Today we are on day 99. आज हम लोग 99 सत्र में यहाँ पे पहुंच चुके हैं। कल we will be celebrating the 100th session of that. Also, we are fortunate that the same session falls on the occasion of Diwali, which will be the Lakshmi Pujan will be there today. Today we are continuing to do the celebration of Diwali. Today is a Narak Chaturdashi. It has been said that there was this demon called Narkasur killed by the Shakti. So that is the reason we celebrate this particular day as a Narak Chaturdashi in Maharashtra and Goa. And if you go towards the north, it is also celebrated as a Kali Chavdas, means the goddess Kali killed the Narkasura. So it is basically the win of the good over the bad. That is what it represents. So this is one of the things that comes as a part of total Diwali celebration. So wish you all once again very, very happy, joyful Diwali. To continue with our session, let's close our eyes. We'll chant Omkar 3 times and proceed with the session. आंखें बंद कर ले, आराम से बैठ जाए. Sit comfortably. Let us close our eyes. Shoulders relax. Neck straight. Spine erect. Take a normal breath in and let go. Take a deep breath in and exhale completely. Breathe in for the Omkar chanting. पटाखों की आवाज नॉइस पोल्यूशन और वातावरण के पोल्यूशन को क्रिएट करती है और ओम का नाद हमें शांत करता है. तो यह शांति, इसी को उत्सव के रूप में देखें. Let us awaken the divinity within. गुरु का आवाहन कर ले. आवाहनम Avahanam. Avahanam. Punah, punah. Let us express our gratitude to the Master. Guru Vandana kar le. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Let us pray to the divinity, to the Master. Whatever the words that come out of his mouth, whatever the actions and the events that are happening, whatever the thoughts hover onto our mind, and the power of discrimination arise in our intellect, the impressions that might be getting created on the memory, and if still there is an iota of that ego, I, me, let all that be known, unknown levels of our existence be inspired by the Master alone. Pray like this. We, the people walking on the path of this liberation, mukti, moksha, freedom. If you have already experienced that in our life, let this remaining life and if we have to come back here again with a purpose, let that be inspired by the Master alone. Feel the presence of the Master within and outside. And with a gentle smile on your face, slowly and gradually, you may open your eyes. धीरे धीरे अपनी प्यारी सी आंखें खोल सकते हो. Jai Gurudev. So let's continue with our session. Yesterday we started with the chapter number 69, that is the Shat Rudra Jivat, means the Rudra. Rudra is the form of Shiva, Lord Shiva, and its incarnation is known as Rudra here. So we have seen that how the monk, that bhikshu, he is having a siddhi, he is having a power that whatever comes to his mind, that immediately transforms into reality. So using the sadhana, using all the tenets, austerity, he has achieved those siddhis in his life. And one fine day, he just happens to imagine or think that, okay, let me lead the life of a common man, and instantaneously his chitta revolves around and he gets into that consciousness, he gets into that form of a common man. He goes and then he brings, and that is where he start seeing. He just slept off and then he start dreaming about his next life of a brahmana who is doing all the pujas, who is doing all the austerity, everything he is doing. One fine day when he had his lunch, he again falls asleep and he imagines himself as a new person. So the bhikshu Brahman sees himself as a jivat, he sees himself as a brahmana, the brahmana sees himself as in another form as apsara, apsara sees herself into the plant, the plant sees itself into the brahmara, the bee sees itself into an elephant, the elephant again escapes and sees itself into again a Brahman, and this story continues, and he finally sees himself in the form of a swan, and then swan starts staying with other swans and get to know about the swan who is staying with Brahmadev. So he wants to become the form of that. He attains that, he goes there, and he also get, due to in the vicinity of Brahmadev, he also get access to go and meet Rudra. Looking at the stage, looking at the qualities of Rudra, he feels, let me become Rudra, and he becomes the Rudra. Once he becomes the Rudra, when he's sitting quiet and thinking about it, he sees all his past birth that it has happened, and then he goes and make everybody come back to their realization and transform them also as a Rudra, one which he has attained. Now, listening to this knowledge, here Vasishtha Muni addresses Rama, that Rama, in this, all these Agyani, the one who are ignorant, they continue to see in outward world, and they see this Jiva Samudaya, means all the people. They are not able to see the reality which is beyond all these things. No, inside that, whatever is that jani, that awareness is not there, that they are not able to see that in all these other things there is only one pervading, only one omnipresent, only one omnipotent Atman, that self, Atman, Guru, Ishwar, it's all same, it is there. No, but they are not able to see beyond this, all this universe and all this Jagat. So once that happens, but when really, if you really go into the depth of that, if you go anywhere on the planet and you start digging up, what is it that you get there? Ultimately, you dig up here, you dig up there, you dig up there. What is it that remains is that ultimately you get just Akash Tattva here. No, it's all the space element is what you see wherever you go and remove the matter. No, it's all space there. So similar to that, whatever you are referring to, any forms here, you refer to this form, that form, this particular form. Ultimately, what is there in all that form is that Avishishta. What is that remains is that Paratattva, is that divinity which remains over there. And then once one come into vicinity or that experience of that divinity, then automatically the outer world which are appearing to us happens to dissolve. So like this, hey Rama, this Rudra who has achieved all these 100 Rudras, they also goes that this Mukhya Rudra, who is the Mukhya Rudra there, he sends them, all of them, into this day-to-day, to perform their day-to-day routine life. And then in that thing, they also do their routine life. And finally, once they have achieved that, completed their prarabdha, they also do the Deha Tyag, and they achieve the Nirvana, they achieve the Mukti Moksha. Videha Mukti is what is Papa. So Vasishtha Muni considers that this avidya, that's adnyan, it's there in the bhava rupa. No, there is no abhava of that. Means the presence of this avidya is there at one level of our existence itself. Then here the Rama asks the question, Bhagavan, whatever you have said, that this Jivat, Brahman, the king, this Bhikshu has, whatever the sankalpa he has taken, that was just there in the chitta, you saw that he is dreaming. But then how does it get into the reality? No, we discussed about it when we were discussing the takeaways. I said that this is what a question. So the same question has come into the Rama's mind also. He's asking then, how come they become Satya? How come they become real here? How come they got into this business vyavahara of this routine life? I'm really wondering about it. Kindly explain that. And this Sankalpit Jiva, how come they got into one? No, how come that happened? No, they felt it like that. So that is where Vasishtha Muni starts explaining him that Rama, this whatever this Siddha Purush are there, no, that they have that Satya Sankalpa. When they think about something, no, when they take one particular Sankalpa, no, so that Sankalpa is there, and that what happens because of that, if they focus on one thing, that thing also translates. What doesn't allow anyone to get into that thing is basically that Agyan, that Avidya. There are different koshas, and then there is this Agyana kosha. There is this kosha, this avarana is there, no, that is surrounding of this ignorance is there throughout around you, and they are in a different layers. So the one of the layer is called as Ajnana Rupana, means the layer of ignorance, and that layer of ignorance is not empty. It's not just that nothing is there. It has that Vijnanamaya Kosha. It is also known as Karana Deha. It is also known as Vijnanamaya Kosha, and is also known as the Karmashaya. That Ashaya Sata, whatever you say, that karma is there, which is stored somewhere. No, so where it's stored, it is in that Sukshma. It's stored in that Vijnanamaya Kosha. Now, because of all these different names, what we are given, this is nothing but when we say one comes to the form of that jiva, this ajnana, this ignorance is what remains, and this is what is called as avidya, this is what is called as prakriti, this is what is called as maya. No, these are all the different upadhis, these are the different names that has been given to the same thing. No, we all know that when Gurudev walks us through this meditation called Panchakosha meditation, so we focus on the surrounding, which is the pranamaya kosha. No, then we comes to us, this Annamaya Kosha, then Pranamaya Kosha, then we come into the Manomaya Kosha, then we come into the Vijnanamaya Kosha and the Bliss, Anandamaya Kosha. So this is that fourth Kosha, that Vijnanamaya Kosha is there, that is where it is there. And this Vijnanamaya Kosha, it is not Abhavatmak, no complete emptiness is not there. There is a potential that a thing is still there, and this is the one which stops the one getting into the self. One stops us from getting into the knowledge, from getting us reached to the vidya, knowledge. Because of that reason, it is called as avidya. No, this avarana, this ignorance, what doesn't allow us to reach to that knowledge. Because of that, it's called as avidya. But what happens, the more moment the time passes on, the different seasons and kalakarma, means this time proceeds, like that the mool roop in the center of all these things, that mool roop, that sarva shaktiman chaitanya roop, that self which is there, ultimately it is the one which it's the one which covers everything. In everything, it is the same thing, that realization start dawning because of the practices that way, because of the knowledge that we are hearing, because of the things that we adopt in the Guru Vachanas that we follow in our life. Because of that, once a person goes through, it is like that energy is being said, that energy goes, and it is the same energy which light up the bulb, which is the same energy that lights up your tube light, so same energy that rotates your fan. So it is like that, it is the same thing, that even though in different forms that we see, it is the same energy that is pervading, it is the same energy that is omnipresent and omnipotent. Once one become one with that energy, that chaitanya, then this prakriti also, when whatever you see that prakriti, now see that there is a little bit of thin line here. Earlier we saw this all thing is unreal. Now here Vaashishtha Muni is giving that other dimension, which we saw in Vigyan Vairava. That dimension is also added. So once one realizes these things, not only in that Brahman he sees the Chaitanya, but also in this entire Jagat, he sees that this Brahman and this Jagat is not two different things. It's only one. That Advaita dawns, and then he see the same Chaitanya in this Jagat also. So that thing, that Abhivekti, then this thing, and then once that Dvaita Bhav, that duality comes into picture, that is where this Ekarupta, this Chaitanya, this vicinity with that self, do the Chitta Vritti Nirodha. It is the vritti of the chitta to go outward, and the nirodha of that is called Chitta Vritti Nirodh Yoga. So once one is established, see how beautiful it is. It is the first thing that this chitta creates that problem. It doesn't allow you to reach to that self. Now, once you are already with the self, the Chitta Vritti Nirodha automatically happens. It becomes very obvious for the one who has realized, the one who has enlightened master. For that, it becomes very obvious, all these things. That is what is said here. And like such people who have achieved that stage, it was Bhikshu, that monk, who have achieved this stage. Because of that reason, whatever the thing that you focus on, that ekagrata, that concentration, that one sankalpa that you take in your life, automatically, without having any other thought, No, this particular thing is one thought is called as sankalpa. The moment the next thought comes, the next desire comes, it is called as vikalpa. So the one is not yet fulfilled, you are not fully focused on that, and your mind is diverted to something else called vikalpa. That becomes a vikalpa for you. And many people get caught up into this. They are not able to focus on one thing. Ek na dad, bada bar chinda. This is what is the कोई एक चीज को परिपूर्ण कर नहीं पाते, अलग अलग चीजों में यह अटक जाते हैं, कोई एक चीज इनकी परिपूर्णता के पास पहुंचती नहीं है. तो यही होता है. लेकिन जब एक वस्तुनिष्ठ एक तत्व अभ्यास जिसको कहते हैं, the one pointed focus, when that happens in our life, this entire universe comes and help you to fulfill that. And because of that only, this sankalpa of the siddha make all these 100 different forms which that bhikshuk have imagined comes into reality, and in real they takes the form, in real they becomes the Rudra like, no, and then ultimately Rudra sends them to do their own things. That is what happens, no. This is what is being explained. But when the mind is not focused, it's not ekagra, it's not focused on one thing, then it gets, because of, again, why this happened, it's again because of the asakti. It is again because of those vishayas, those tendency of your mind to go outward via your five senses. Immediately it'll get caught up into another thing. Immediately it will caught up into another thing. If you are a student, your one pointed focusness should be to study, but then it will go on to things, other things, depending upon your age. It will go into mobile games, it will go get into the opposite sex, it will get into entangled into food. All these things happen. Your focus is lost there. So once your focus is lost, you lose the battle. That is what is explained. The one who is walking on the path and going into the north direction, how he will ever reach to the south? If you have to reach to the south, you have to keep walking in the south direction only. No? So that is what is being explained here, that ekanishta, that ekatattva abhyasa is very, very important. And then he continued to explain that one such yogis, no, these yogis have attained, they have attained that samartha in them, they have achieved those powers in them, that only the people who are stuck into this sansara, this universe, this jagat, this world, and its outward activities, no, they are not able to really understand what these things. But because of these things, that purva karma, that sanchit karma, that prarabdha, whatever that past karmas which are there, because of that only, they are just entangled into this, and they continue to do these worldly activities. But the one who is free from this, they are the one, based on the prapta karma, based on their deha, indriya, mana, ityadi, all these things, they do that. But the other, on the contrary side, on the opposite, they have very limited understanding. They just focus on only that. They are not able to see beyond their routine. No? So that is where this, but the one who is really siddha, he is able to exhibit, no, those qualities. They have those qualities to whatever their prarabdha karma are there. If they have to pay it off, they do not pay it off in a singular format that, okay, I'm paying it off. They can take multiple rupas, they can take multiple forms, and they can take, no, this, all this Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, all these things, they are able to, because and the Jivan Mukta Purusha and the people like this bhikshuk, this monk, they are able to lead that life taking into multiple forms, and at a time they are able to exist at all these things. We have heard about all these things here number of times. This is what is been told here. The same thing have happened with that bhikshuk also, and they are able to finish their prarabdha. So he gives a couple of more examples to explain this point. He says that it's the same thing, that there is this Kartavirya Sahasrarjuna who used to stay at his home, but yet all the other thieves and all these things, they used to appear him like a Sahasra. 1,000 copies of that used to appear there, and these people used to put that Shasana, that discipline, so that they cannot commit the crime. So that has been one example is given. Then other than that, there is another example given is of Lord Vishnu, that he is the one who is sleeping on the Sheshanaga, that Shaya, in the Shira Sagar, but yet just with the closed eyes he is able to incarnate in the body. He is still there, and here also he comes and appears as Rama, Krishna. We have seen those Dash avatars, no? So 9 avatars already happened, 10th avatar is yet to come. So they are able to do that. No, they could do that. Once one becomes free, all these things becomes this, because of the yogi purusha samarthya. All these things are very obvious for them. They are able to do this. No, so he continues to explain that, and then he says that the really the one, whatever the story of that bhikshu that I have told you, in that I have told you the jivan katha, no, that katha of that thing. This is all these things happen is because he got caught up into his jiva. He forgot his own self and own reality of his chaitanya, the self, Shiva Avastha, Brahma Avastha. He has forgotten that he caught up into the jiva bhavana, and because of that moha, that entanglement itself, he from one moha to another moha, from one to another, he continued to live his life like this 100 janmas. So that is what is, that is where that concept that comes into picture, and that only I-ness is concerned. That becomes the real bandhan. That becomes the real bondage. That thinking that you are the doer, you are the one who is doing all this thing, and something who is free from this, that swata, that chidatma, that sakshi chidatma is once realized, that itself is the moksha. It's not that you need to die to attain that. One can also view in this life, if you are able to attain that, if that realization comes to you, you are already mukta, you are already moksha. And now Vasishtha Muni continues that this here the Ram asked the question that whatever you have told just now, you said that that's a story, that's a thing. So was that real, or it was just a story? No. So how this jiva, he got caught up into this all this sansara, this chakra, no, all this time being, and then all these things can really happen. Is this really can happen like this, or it was just a story? This was the doubt. This was the thing that Rama expresses here. So Vasishtha Muni says that even in my thought also, even if I told you the story, even in my thought also, in my story also, in my imagination also, I do not speak asatya. I do not speak something which is not possible. And this is what exactly happens, that whatever the words that I speak, those words become truth. So that is what, so I'll definitely go and see whatever the things that I spoke about. It is not that I think, but there is a probability that exists that such things have already happened. Without that, this will not even come out of my mouth. The way we pray to the master, that whatever that we speak, whatever the vani that comes out of this mouth, words come, let that be inspired by you alone. So this is Brahmagani, he is Atmagani. Whatever the word he speak, there is always some relevance to it. But he said, today I will not share that, I'll share that with you all tomorrow. He goes, and then in the night he goes with the Sukshma Deha. He travels through all the Trikala Bhuvana, all the different lokas, and then he finds, no. So when the next day, the next session start, he said that with that Sukshma Deha, with that subtle Deha, I have gone into all the directions, and then in the north side, in the Valmik Desh, there is this country called Valmik Desh. There I saw one in that Pranta, Dirgha Drisha, I saw one sannyasi who is into meditative state, and then he has closed his door, and he has been doing this from 21 day and night. He's just sitting like that. Today is his day. He will get into the Videha Kalpan Prapti, and he will get himself into the complete Rudra, that he will attain the Mukti Moksha. So like this, he says that Rama, in this Kalpa, before this Kalpa also there was one such Kalpa. There I saw one Bhikshu. There I saw one Bhikshu who have also been doing the meditation and all these things from Sahasravadi Varsha, means 1,000 years he has been there sitting like still. He is being there in this. And then in this Kalpa also, then I have seen him. But it was not in this Brahmanda, it was in some other universe. Now he's telling there was one more universe, that is where I saw the third one. So like this, he's addressing to Rama and all the people who are sitting in the court. Like this, this Bhikshu, you have seen the three different existence of the same Bhikshu. Like this, I have also come here multiple times. You have also come here multiple times. all the people who have come here, they have also come here, multiply, and they keep coming here again and again. And this Srishti Chakra continues to go like this. This appears, this dream appears to be very real to us, but in reality, it is just like a dream. Now that is where the Dashrathas says that, Bhagavan, do I send my soldiers and then get hold of this Bhikshu and let's see? No, he said they have already completed their thing. They are on the path of Nirvana now. Let them be. So because of that, they are already reaching that stage. So they will do the Prana Tyaka. They will leave this body and attain the Videha Mulki. So there is no need to send and go it. I have already seen it. So that's not required. And then he says that Rama, this Trigunatmak Maya, whatever is there, this is the one which really put that ignorance on your Chaitanya, and we are not able to realize that because of all these kalpanas, because of all this imagination, one get caught up into this. No, just like the small kid, no, says that gets into the bagul bua. There is a saying of this. He gets into the fear of all these things. Similar to that, even the adults get caught up into this with this ignorance, and because of that, that thing only once gets into this duality of this with the duality of this prakriti, this world that we see all around. But the one who has really established, and also we have to stop believing in this Dvaita, get back to in Advaita, get back to that omnipresence, that one exists only, and then drop all this Bheda Buddhi, discrimination, which keeps doing this as a duality. You drop that and gets established your buddhi, just establish your intellect completely into the Brahma, the Shivavastha. That is where you go and settle. That is where our 69th chapter concludes. Tomorrow we'll see the chapter number 70. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow, we'll see the chapter number 70, where we'll see 4 types of Maun, the silence. No, we all do advanced course. We'll see what are the 4 types of Maun. There are 4 types of silence, and the man, the mind, and the prana. What is the connection between them? That is the next chapter, chapter number 70. That we'll see tomorrow. For the time being, I'd like to hand over this session to you so that you can express. If you have any question, you're welcome to ask that. If you would like to express your takeaway, you are welcome to express your takeaways also. Over to you, Jai Gurudev. Unmute option has been made available to you. You can unmute yourself and speak. Sangeeta ji, would you like to take over?
Yeah, I'm there. So quick takeaway, khade, I will tell you, standing. Yeah, so that was a very beautiful story, Someshwarji, that we heard through how he goes into my takeaway. What I got from this is he just thinking and it was manifesting. Are you getting? So it is the same way as we are just sitting under the Sankalpa tree, that is that wishing tree. So under that wishing tree also we have seen the story, कि वो थक के जब आता है, जब when he sits and he just says कि I'm so tired, I need some food. So the food comes. Then he says, I need some drinks. The drinks come. Then he needs some, he's very tired, so he needs some bed and everything. It happens. But ultimately what happens? I'm in the forest. And what if a lion comes? So even that comes. So from this story, as we go ahead, all the positives are manifested, but be careful about your negatives also, because even they might get manifested is the first point what I got there. But then having achieved that siddhi to manifest everything is a great thing. That comes from meditation, of course. So you can enrich your life with that, like sitting on the lotus. Those 10 brothers, they imagine and, dream big. So whatever you are going through, now, with the mind, it is always something very less. And, what else can you call it? you don't live to that optimum. Yeah, so वो कमियां जो मन दिखाता है ना हमको, we can go about that, and as you said, with the focused mind, with the sharp intelligence, keeping your goals in mind, you can just achieve them. So those are the dream gigs. And then the universe also helps you in achieving, because it is not only for you. It is like now giving to the whole universe. So that is there. Even that can be there. And that expansion you can feel, of this sage that we have saint that we have been hearing the story. Yeah, the expansion he could just manifest also means that expansion is also there. And if you remember, Gurudev always takes us into that expansion part. You expand yourself. So mind, when it expands, it comes into a different consciousness, different level of consciousness, and that you can be in that and lead your life. So that was my first takeaway. Of course, there are many more which we can. There is it's like very deep, within. If we go, actually, we can have plenty of them. Some we saw in the morning also. That was so nice, no? It didn't come out now, but it's okay. Something new came out. So even that is a good thing. Yeah. So thank you very much for letting me express myself. And I really tell you, universe has given me a table. Sitting, my legs used to pain. So now I can stand and talk. That was the best thing. Keeping my laptop here, I can stand and talk also. So it was really required. And universe takes care of everything. I can say that also. It really takes care. So we said mother nature is that mother, and you are with your mom. So mom always takes your care in everything. So the best happens to you at the right time, at the perfect time, in all sync. Everything will happen, it is just like that. And you will be just swaying in that energy. So let us all be together and sway that and get that root of 100 Rudraksha, that was a very good point. Another one. So if you want, I can continue that also. Like one being a Rudraksha, he came, he started, लोगों को जगाते चले. So जोत से जोत जगाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो. That is one point which I could feel from this. How one Rudra, when he came, there were 100 Rudras like that. So even when we come here with Gurudev, or perhaps doing our happiness program, or perhaps more than that is with Kashi Bhaiya or anyone, we do the advanced course. So that consciousness, we all go together as one consciousness. So all the 100 of them, they turned into 100 Rudras, means they had that one consciousness. And what is that one consciousness? That supreme consciousness that I am the Brahman. Isn't it? So all of them, even in spite of being 100, they were just one. So that oneness, that Advaita is again the thing. So let us all be in that. And thank you. Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev Sangeeta ji. Anyone else would like to express their takeaways? You can unmute yourself and you can express. Unmute option has been already made available. आप खुद ही unmute करके बात कर सकते हैं. If not, then आज के सत्र को हम यही रोक लेते हैं, समापन कर लेते हैं. Let's meet tomorrow. Tomorrow will be our 100th day for us. कल उसको उत्सव के रूप में भी मनाएंगे और दिवाली का उत्सव भी है, लक्ष्मी पूजन का भी उत्सव है. तो wish you all very very happy Diwali. जय गुरुदेव.